A fun fact about me is that I went about 3.5 years without catching the coronavirus. I went to Walt Disney World twice. I saw dozens of movies. I took hundreds of bus trips. But it seems Big Vax Poppy could not be untouchable forever, and that my masks would eventually lose the war. Because I can sure tell you that people really love going out and coughing all over you these days. But that's neither here nor there. As you might be able to tell from my voice and how disoriented this video might sound because of brain fog, I am currently on about day 5 of being stuck in my apartment and someone's driving around outside. Ugh. I'm currently on about day 5 of being stuck in my apartment because of COVID. My symptoms aren't as bad as they used to be, but I still can't smell or taste or smaste anything, and I'm still positive as I write this, so what is to do? I usually struggle to watch television because I'm just so darn busy most of the time, I just can't pay attention. But, well, now what? So I decided to finally give a proper watch to the salacious television show that had swept the nation long ago, Euphoria. I didn't finish it. Yeah, so I've seen lots of clips of Euphoria that intrigued me, and I thought I'd get taken in pretty easily, but I don't know, man, it's just grimy. And it's fun at first, but when you already feel all gross and nasty inside, and you're just getting heaps of grime just grimed on top of you, you become a freaking grimer from it all, and you're just... I don't know, the grimes of it all got to me. But one character stuck in my craw. Kat Hernandez. Oh, Kat Hernandez, okay. I've seen 1,000,001 video essayists do fiendish waltzes around the content of this show in the name of not getting demonetized. But I'm not in the partner program yet, so forget it, we get demonetized like men. Kat's character is as follows. She is a fat high schooler who gained a lot of weight on vacation around puberty, was rejected by her boyfriend, and then became shy and reserved. Ugh. At the beginning of season 1, she is a famous Tumblrina with a penchant for writing salacious One Direction RPF. I said salacious already. RPF, that's real person fanfiction, which is fanfiction with a usually erotic streak about real human beings that are RPF, that's real person fanfiction, which is fanfiction with a usually erotic streak about real human beings that are usually famous. While I personally find this brand of fanfiction unpleasant at its very best, it is indeed very popular, and we see a lot of internal war for Kat between her online BNF status and offline fat girl who people make fun of status. The actual meat of her story is a big old mess about her getting into sex work to empower herself, which I hope you would understand why a storyline about a 16-year-old girl doing this is not good. But that's not what I'm talking about today, thank God. Kat's character is challenging to me. Like, her friends are all popular and seem to genuinely really like her, and she also gets made fun of for being fat. I've always had a tendency to glom on to characters like her. Let's be candid for a second. I've been considered overweight in some way or another basically my entire life, so I know the multiplicity of it all. The way pity can rub up against disdain, the way any positive interaction can become insults if you don't play the game right in a conversation. And from what I can tell, Kat's actor, Barbie Ferreira, had a lot of input on Kat's character, which is great. But Sam Levinson is not a fat woman, and so you can really see the limits of his perspective at play sometimes. I don't subscribe to the belief that you can only write about your own experiences, but I do believe that if you're out of your depth, so to speak, you need to put in extra work to make sure you're being accurate. And this is where our little problem of the day comes in. From here on in, we're going to be talking about weight loss, weight gain, calories, dieting, diet culture, disordered eating, all that good stuff. So if that's upsetting to you, I understand completely, and I would suggest skipping this video. Every major character in Euphoria has a backstory, and Kat's is about the time that she went on vacation. I'm going to explain her story as to the letter as I can here. At the age of 11 years old, Kat went on vacation to Sandals, Jamaica. Upon being injured by a jellyfish in the ocean, she proceeded to spend the majority of the stay chilling, specifically drinking virgin pina coladas. In the space of 8 days, she drank 72 of these. From the time she left for Jamaica to the time she returned, she went from 107 pounds to 127 pounds, which is 20 pounds. Math. Schoolhouse Rock. And from this point on, Kat became the fat girl, and her life was ruined! Or whatever. Okay, I hate this, and I need to talk about it. Let's get candid again. I have a diagnosed, treated by a dietitian, eating disorder. I'm not gonna get into it more than that, but I know a lot about food. Too much, way too much. And for the love of all that is holy, this is not accurate. And I feel like the way that people believe it gives so much away about how little we know about how food and weight work. Someone is driving around outside again. Didn't cough that time. And why is that important? Well, it informs how we treat people based on weight. I'm not gonna get into a big debate here. This is just me doing euphoria math, really, but it doesn't take a euphoria scientist to know that we as a culture are not very nice to fat people. And I really do believe Sam Levinson did not have bad intentions here. I believe he was trying to be sympathetic, and he's not a dietitian. But man, this bugs the fuck out of me, so here it goes. So we have several key numbers to account for here. Kat is an 11-year-old girl. Children going through puberty typically need a lot of calories relative to their size because they're growing. Their body needs a lot of energy to function and grow up healthy, plus all the changes they're going through. For example, an average 12-year-old boy can often need well over 2,000 calories a day just to stay in the black biologically, especially so if they're the kind of kid who plays sports or just runs around a lot. Calorie needs are usually dictated by a handful of factors: height, build, activity level, and physical sex. People who are assigned female at birth typically need less calories than an assigned male person of the same height and activity level. People who are taller typically need more calories than the person of the same... People who are taller typically need more calories than a person of the same activity level who's shorter, yada yada. Good for us, the euphoria narrative tells us Kat stats pretty plainly. She is 11 years old, 5'2", and starts off at 107 pounds. These measurements are the first sign that something is off. Kat is, as Rue states in the narration, tall for her age. About 7 inches taller than the typical 11-year-old girl. Nothing to sneeze at. When we see Kat as a child, she's not particularly thin, which is strange because, numerically, she's almost underweight. Now, I know the BMI scale has been contested in its accuracy, but I'm just using it as a baseline reference here, so work with me. At 107 pounds, a 5'2" pubescent girl is about a 19.6 on the BMI scale. The average weight range is between 24.9 and 18.5. If Kat was just 7 pounds lighter, she would be medically underweight. But hey, don't worry, she doesn't lose weight, she gains it! 20 whole pounds, by the way, wow. Surely, that is a horrendous weight to be. Wow, 20 pounds, oh my god, oh wait. Yeah, so at 127 pounds, Kat is obviously on the higher end of the range, but according to basically any doctor, she would still be in the quote-unquote healthy weight range for her height. Let me be clear, she is not what doctors would call overweight. She is not what they would call the more contested obese. She is what the scales would call... She would be called normal weight. But wait, haha, there's more! So the thesis here is that Kat gained 20 pounds from drinking 72 virgin pina coladas in a week. Okay, so let's interrogate that. 72 drinks in 8 days is about 9 per day. We have no way of knowing how many calories were in one of those things. I've never been to a Sandals. I don't know how they're mixing their stuff up there. But I imagine resort drinks are a little indulgent, so I don't want to be conservative. I had to experiment to get a good number. First, I tried looking up if there was some easy go-to calorie count on the cocktails at Sandals resorts, because God knows they're just the McDonald's of the Caribbean. Well, actually, there was a McDonald's in Jamaica, and they got sued. And you should watch the movie Life in Debt. It's really good. I had to watch it 3 times in college. Anyway, I could not find anything. Sandals has an article where they list recipes for their cocktails down to the measurements, but of course Sandals has an article where they list recipes for their cocktails right down to the measurements, but of course the PCs were not there. They must have known I was coming and wanted to play games with me. So I had to start getting creative. I consulted these frozen pina coladas they sell at the grocery stores here a lot. These suckers are about 10 fluid ounces per pouch. One pouch is 290 calories. But remember that Kat was drinking virgins, which tend to have less calories than straight alcoholic cocktails because fermentation makes alcohol one of the most calorie-dense drinks around. Food for thought. Or alcohol for thought.